We just got some monumental news regarding the Pokemon trading card game with Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. There's not a lot of information out right now, but I wanted to share everything we know so far and add a little bit of my own thoughts and opinions based on everything we've seen so far. So I'm Jen from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if I seemed a little frazzled, it's because, yeah, we were watching that Pokemon Presents and I was not expecting something this big to be announced regarding the Pokemon trading card game. So yeah, let's get into it right now. Pokemon TCG Pocket is a brand new Pokemon TCG game. It is not made by the people who make Pokemon TCG Live, and as far as we can tell, there is no connection between this and Pokemon TCG Live. It's coming out at some point in 2024, and when I first saw this news, I was like, wait, why do we have two digital versions of the same thing? But as I go through this news, it'll become clear that these are not meant to be equivalent products. The trailer focused heavily on the pack opening and the collecting experience. One of the big offers of the game is that you get 2 free packs a day. Now, the thing to note here is that you notice on the screen Genetic Apex, that's not a real pack. It's not an upcoming pack for Pokemon TCG like a Paldean Fates or anything like that. This game is getting its own booster packs. So that's something worth noting. And the differences don't stop there. But yeah, it's 2 free booster packs a day. They are different from the ones in real life, and they don't explicitly say it, but I'm gonna say this conjecture, by the way. You're probably going to be able to buy more packs with real money through microtransactions. We also got to look at some of the cards. These virtual cards, they will go back as far as base set. It looks like it's pulling from a bunch of different eras. We do get some new fancy card effects. Let's actually go and look at the flashy Charizard EX now. Here we go. This is the Charizard EX in Pokemon TCG Pocket, and I love the way that the fire sits on top of the card. It looks so cool, and some of the effects that they've shown on the new cards are amazing. Pokemon TCG Pocket also has trading. This is a feature that used to be in the old Pokemon TCG Online that got removed in PTCG Live, and now some semblance of it is back in Pokemon TCG Pocket. They only showed presumably 2 people at a coffee shop trading cards with one another. Not sure if there'll be some sort of online mechanism for doing that, but at the very least, it's good to know that trading is here. Now, I have been very vocal in my displeasure in the trading system in PTCGO, and I was glad and still glad that it doesn't exist in Pokemon TCG Live, but because this is a different game, I'm willing to wait and see how it's implemented and if it's fair or busted. One of the unique features of this game is that it's going to have cards exclusive to Pokemon TCG Pocket, and here are some examples that they showed in the presentation. The arts on these are absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to see more and have these in my digital collection. Maybe the coolest concept they showed as part of Pokemon TCG Pocket is Immersive Cards, where you can actually dive into the art of the card and see more of what is in store. So they showed this Pikachu card, and you got to go into the world, and then all of a sudden you get to see like Ponytas that aren't even in the original frame. This looked absolutely stunning, and if you get a chance to watch the trailer, absolutely go do that and see this part. I would love to see more of this. Pokemon's art is the best in any card game, and being able to see it expanded upon like this is incredible. Here's where things truly get spicy for those who play the Pokemon trading card game. These cards are not one-to-one equivalents of their real-life counterparts. We see here on the left a Pikachu from the app, and on the right we see the original base set Pikachu. The HP is different. Base set has 40, this one has 60. The moves are different as well. Gnaw here is for 1 lightning and 20 damage, and then Gnaw here is colorless for 10 damage. I think that pretty much if you're looking for one-to-one equivalents of these cards in this new app, I don't think we're getting that at all. I think these cards are all going to be rebalanced and retuned for the new game. This game also features a different rarity system. Commons, uncommons, rares, double rares, all that stuff, throw that out the window. This has a new system where it looks a lot like the stuff you see in gacha games on mobile. So this Charizard EX, by the way, completely different card. This does not exist in real life. It has a 4-diamond rating. The Gardevoir on the right has a 3-diamond rating. There are some cards that have stars. I don't know what the hierarchy for all of this is, but it's just worth noting, once again, these are different from the cards that we have in real life and in Pokemon TCG Live. Lots of the focus around this game is on the collecting side, but it does have a battle component as well. And they showed a little bit of the game, and they refer to it specifically as quick battles. And the most important thing to note here is that this is going to have a separate rule set from the main Pokemon TCG. So Pokemon TCG Live and this app, Pokemon TCG Pocket, are going to be different experiences. If you want to play the Pokemon TCG in digital form straight up, Live is still here. If you want to play this newer, faster, simpler version of the Pokemon TCG, this is what Pocket is for. And there's no word right now on any sort of modes. We don't know if it's got single player, online, play with your friends, leaderboards, and so on. But interesting to note that these are two different gameplay experiences. One of the things we can glean from the trailer is that there's a new energy mechanic. This Moltres EX has a move that's called Inferno Dance, where you flip 3 coins and you take that amount of fire energy from the energy zone, your energy zone, equal to the number of heads, and attach it to your bench fire Pokemon in any way you like. And that's really interesting because the energy zone is not a thing that exists in Pokemon TCG Live. My first battle sort of has an energy zone where when you draw an energy card, you can put it into a spot where all of your Pokemon draw from it. I don't think that's the same thing because in the pictures, they show that the energy is attached to the Pokemon themselves. So it's not quite the same thing. It's separate from all of those, but energy is going to be handled different. And we can see here as well that there's no energy cards in either of these pictures. So energy is going to be some sort of other mechanic. Some other things worth noting here, I'm pretty sure games are first to 3 prizes rather than 6. I'm pretty sure this counter right here with the 1 and then the 1, 2 at the bottom are for prizes. And we don't know if those are prize cards or just prize tokens like in my first battle. And it looks like you can have a maximum of 3 Pokemon on the bench. And, you know, there might be some sort of abilities or stadiums. We don't even see stadiums here, but there might be some way to expand the bench. But it looks like by default, it's 3 Pokemon max, further differentiating this game from the main Pokemon TCG. One other thing I wanted to note here is that I'm going to assume that the pace of play in this game is going to be much faster than the regular Pokemon trading card game. One of the big challenges with adapting the Pokemon TCG to mobile is that games are slow relative to other mobile games. A regular Pokemon TCG match can theoretically go really fast if you get donked on the first turn, but generally it's between 15, 25 minutes or so, and that's way too slow for a mobile experience. I'm going to guess that games in this are going to be like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes or less. But I think with these simplified rule sets and yeah, as we can see, there's like no abilities on this Pokemon. I would imagine abilities are coming back, but between having the only 3 prize cards and simplified cards, I expect that they want this game to play faster than the main game. And for a casual audience, that's going to be great. Something I can play quickly right away. And for those who are grizzled Pokemon TCG veterans, there's more reason to play this because it's a faster, snappier experience. And if you want to continue playing the full Pokemon TCG, you can still do that with Pokemon TCG Live. I will admit, when I first saw this news, I was shocked, I was confused, I was angry. But the more I thought about it, the more okay I am with this being a separate thing. Pokemon TCG Live is meant to be a simulator of the Pokemon TCG with the classic rule set. And if you want to play it that way, fine. You still have Pokemon TCG Live, which is, it's not great, but it's there. And hopefully, I pray that Pokemon continues to invest in Pokemon TCG Live to make this a better experience than it has been for the last few years. But now there's this other app which is going to be, it's very pretty, it's going to focus a little more on the collection side, and most importantly, it's got a different rule set. The biggest problem is, even if Pokemon TCG Live is a perfect application with the perfect translation of the main Pokemon TCG rules, it's the main Pokemon TCG rules, and those games are slower and maybe more complex than what the mobile audience is looking for. So with a different rule set and a overall quicker pace of play, it's something that could appeal to a much wider audience than Pokemon TCG Live ever could, even if Pokemon TCG Live was perfect. So I'm okay with these existing for now as two separate things, and I'm very curious to see what happens with Pokemon TCG Pocket. We'll definitely talk about it more on the channel, and I'm excited to try out the game, and we'll see how it goes. And I think that the biggest thing is Pokemon, like, please continue to invest in Pokemon TCG Live. It's still not up to snuff relative to the game that they killed along the way, and I really still want a good digital one-to-one adaptation of the trading card game, which we still don't have. And it's kind of a slap in the face that we're getting this whole other thing versus fixing the main game, even though they're meant to be two separate things. But like, please just make Pokemon TCG Live better. But for now, I gotta get going. I will definitely keep you up to date on all of the news with this Pokemon TCG Pocket. But for now, I gotta get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at @InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. I apologize. My throat feels horrible, sounds horrible. I've been sick in these videos for like the last 3 weeks. I can't stand it, but we had to do this one today because this is such important news. And I do want to stress, like, this is probably going to be a massive game that is way more popular than Pokemon TCG Live ever will be. And ultimately, I think this is good news for all of the Pokemon TCG ecosystem. This is a new opportunity to get new players who never would have tried the game into the ecosystem. And some of those are probably going to learn how to want to play the real game and play with real cards. I mean, that's how I got into it, really. I started playing PTCGO and then eventually started building my own decks and buying cards, and I played at regionals this year. And like, yeah, that is a pipeline that can totally happen, and I'm all for the gateway of, you know, bringing more players in. And part of why I started making Pokemon TCG content on this channel in the first place is to help grow this game, because the game is awesome. And yeah, I'm just holding that. I was going to show my new Arceus Giratina deck here for the purposes of that last rant that I was going on just now, and I ended up not doing it, but post-rotation Arceus Giratina is going to look very good, so I've got that sleeved up, and I just need to drop in the new cards. Anyhow, I've been ranting for too long. Let's get out of here. Bye-bye.